Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Gurkar Pal Singh, and right now I am with RIMT University, Mandi Govindgarh. I am taking care of all the admission processes, branding, digital marketing, and all the admission processes either on the field or in-house are under my command. Thank you.
I'm Radhika Kalia from Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology. I started my profile at the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences at Thapar, looking after the admissions end-to-end, from communication, branding, digital initiatives, and also the outreach and offline marketing structures. And of late, I also do look after the outreach of the complete university.
Great.
So how about you, Suraj? We need your introduction.
All right, so I'm Suraj. I'm the co-founder of Meritto. It's been 7-8 years that we've been running this organization with the support of all of you and people like you across the globe. So that's about it. I really like being with our customers, talking to them, and that's how we've grown the company, and that's how we look forward to further grow it. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I am Colonel Kulwinder Singh Kondul. Post my stint in the Indian Army, I joined Gulzar Group of Institutes handling their operations, which includes or encompasses tooth to tail, starting from the admissions to retention and thereafter placements. Fortunately for me, it's a wide array which I have to look after, and I've got a wonderful team. We're based out of Khanna. Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you, Karan sir. Firstly, let me share with you, I'm a product of Thapar, so it's nice to be sitting here. I'm Gurdeepak. I'm Gurdeepak from Gyan Jyoti Institute of Management and Technology, and I've completed 14 years with this group, and the group has completed 50 years. So it's my privilege to be here today. I'm looking after, I think I'll talk about 3 things: admissions, placements, and international education. Thank you.
Great. Welcome, sir.
Hi, a very good evening to everyone. And yes, thank you for having me here to research today. I'm Sumeet Kaur Kalra. I am Senior Vice President for Sales and Marketing with Institute of Professional Banking. And with Meritto, we have a 3-year-long relationship. And definitely when I see sales and marketing, Meritto comes very handy to us. And today I am accompanying myself with my teammates who are on desk number 1. And we have beautiful team members who are actually empowering us every day. And plus Meritto is one good boat that is helping us reach our new goals every day. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, everybody, for taking out time to be a panelist and answering all the easy questions that I have. Now, reflecting back to the topic that we have for today, right, that how technology has been able to reshape the enrollments and how it is going to augment further. My first question, and I would like to ask it to you, Gurpalji, tech in different institutions, be it academic institutions or our kind of organizations, right, has become inevitable, right? We were doing an audit and realized that unknowingly in our organization itself, we were using more than 70 software. कोई API के लिए यूज होता है, कोई HRMS का यूज होता है, कोई पेरोल का यूज होता है, कुछ प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट के लिए यूज होता है, कुछ CRM लगाया हुआ है, कुछ ऑटोमेशन के लिए यूज होता है. There are many softwares, right? Different teams are using, right? कुछ analytics. I'm sure it's the same case with yourself also. So, utility of technology in any organization is not a new thing, right? It is very well established. Very important today is how technology is being utilized in a very meaningful fashion. So that's what I want to ask from all of you, right? And maybe you may take the first jab here. कि आप अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन में कैसे इंश्योर करते हो कि एनरोलमेंट्स के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी या फिर जो भी आपका एरिया है उसमें मीनिंगफुल तरीके से एब्जॉर्ब हो, राइट? क्या आपके पास कोई ट्रेनिंग फ्रेमवर्क है, आपने बनाया है, बनाना चाहते हैं, क्या आपने टीम्स को टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए आप यूज करने के लिए इंसेंटिवाइज करते हैं? दैट्स व्हाट वी वांट टू नो.
सर, मैं अगर बात करता हूँ टेक्नोलॉजी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से लास्ट 15 इयर्स के अंदर मैंने जो चीज़ देखी है, टेक्नोलॉजी इवॉल्व हुई है। पहले ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस नॉर्मल पेपर पेन पे काम करा करती थी, उसके बाद टेक्नोलॉजी इवोल्यूशंस का ही दौर था, एक्सेल्स पे काम करना शुरू किया। जब एक्सेल्स के बाद में काम अगले लेवल पे आया, तब जाके हमारे CRMs, ERPs इंट्रोड्यूस हुए, ताकि जो वास्ट नंबर ऑफ डेटा था हमारे पास, उसको हम किसी तरह से एक पर्टिकुलर प्लेस के ऊपर अट्रैक्ट करके वहाँ से हम उसके एनालिसिस निकालते हैं। तो इसी फॉर्म के अंदर डिफरेंट सॉफ्टवेयर्स आने शुरू हो गए। ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लेवल पे जो मेरा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है, मैं अपने पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस ही यहाँ पे आई थिंक शेयर करूँगा। जो हमने देखा है एज अ मैनेजमेंट हमेशा सिर्फ एक रिजल्ट को ढूंढने के लिए कीन रहती है कि मुझे आउटपुट मिले। आउटपुट को इजी करने के लिए वो डिफरेंट सॉफ्टवेयर्स को इंट्रोड्यूस कर देते हैं, बट देयर इज अ बिग चैलेंज इन दी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कि हर सॉफ्टवेयर अपने अपने डिपार्टमेंट के लिए बहुत अच्छा रहता है, बट वो आपस में इंटीग्रेशन में काम नहीं कर पाता, जो काफ़ी ज़्यादा चैलेंजिंग खड़ा हो जाता है। अगर मैं अपने डिपार्टमेंट की बात करूँ, एडमिशन्स का मेरा शुरू से रहा है कंट्रोल, तो एडमिशन्स में भी हमने यही चीज़ देखी है कि इंटीग्रेशन इज़ अ मेजर चैलेंज, जहाँ पे हमने काम किया, काम करके उसको किसी तरह से आज भी हम सॉल्व करने की सिचुएशंस में रहते हैं कि हमारी जो इंटीग्रेशन प्रोसेसेस है वो स्मूथ चलें, जिसमें हमने मेरिटो से भी पहले हेल्प लिया, हमने और सॉफ्टवेयर से भी लिया। अब आज की डेट में अगर देखते हैं, हमारे कॉलिंग सॉफ्टवेयर्स रहते हैं, उसके बाद में एडमिशन का एनरोलमेंट्स का पूरा प्रोसेस रहता है, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग की सपोर्ट हमें लेनी पड़ती है, एट द एंड उसके फाइनेंशियल्स उसकी सपोर्ट लेनी पड़ती है, फाइनेंशियल्स के जो भी सॉफ्टवेयर से लेनी पड़ती है। कहीं ना कहीं ये इंटीग्रेशन के चैलेंजेस आते हैं, जो हम मांगते हैं कंपनी से कि वो इसमें सपोर्ट करें और इसको सॉर्ट आउट करें। प्लस आने वाले टाइम पे, सिंस वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द AIs एंड सिंस वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजीज, हम चाहते हैं कि हम स्टूडेंट्स की प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व करें। आज वो स्टेज हमारी आ चुकी है, नॉट एज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बट एज अ कंप्लीट स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द सोसाइटी। देयर आर एम्पल नंबर ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर अवेलेबल जो एनरोलमेंट प्रोसेसेस को स्मूथ लाइन कर रहे हैं, बट नाउ द चैलेंज इज, क्या हम स्टूडेंट की प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व कर रहे हैं? स्टूडेंट की प्रॉब्लम्स क्या हैं, पेरेंट्स की प्रॉब्लम्स क्या हैं? पहली चीज, आज की डेट में इंफॉर्मेशन बहुत ज्यादा हो गई है, तो क्या हम राइट इंफॉर्मेशन राइट स्टूडेंट तक पहुंचा पा रहे हैं? सेकेंड चैलेंज, फाइनेंसेस। एजुकेशन डे बाय डे कॉस्टली होती जा रही है, तो क्या हम उस चैलेंज को किसी तरह से सॉल्व कर पा रहे हैं? लाइक आई हैव सीन विद मेरिटो एंड अदर सॉफ्टवेयर ऑल्सो, फाइनेंसेस को सॉल्व करने के लिए हमारे पास कुछ ऐसी कंपनीज आ चुकी हैं जो इंस्टॉलमेंट प्रोग्राम्स को प्रोवाइड कर रही हैं, और साथ में जो चैलेंजेस स्टूडेंट्स के आ रहे हैं इंफॉर्मेशन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, वहाँ पे हमारा AI सपोर्ट हमें अब चाहिए, जो हम कंपनी से मांग रहे हैं कि हमें वो AI की सपोर्ट दें, ताकि हम बच्चों को उसकी जो पर्टिकुलर इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए, जिस कोर्सेज को वो करना चाहता है या जो कोर्सेज उसके लिए राइट हैं, ये इंफॉर्मेशन हम स्टूडेंट्स को प्रोवाइड कर पाएँ।
Alright, fine. So, Radhika, if you can just add to this. So there are two elements to the question now. One is what my original question was that how you are ensuring the meaningful adoption of the technology, because हम लोगों ने देखा है कि maybe at the junior level the people many a time, especially enrollments, are bit not so acceptable to change, या वो tech पे नहीं जाना चाहते कि हमारी visibility दिख जाएगी, so forth. So how do you ensure that it is till the last person it is adopted meaningfully? And second, about what Guru Kripal ji also mentioned about student expectations, right? How have you observed in your entire work cycle that the expectations of the students have changed in the digital era?
Thank you so much. I think you made beautiful points, and thank you, Suraj. Many of us are admission and outreach professionals in this gathering. And I also started my journey with Meritto. I think it has evolved from NoPaperForms. So I did a little case study because, as usual, none of us have that training. Like he mentioned, how is the junior staff getting to work on your technology or the platform that we are using at Thapar, which undoubtedly is Meritto now. And the first point that I'd like to make over here that Suraj really brought out, the levels of staff are not very well known in my team because we work collectively. And that has really helped me get Meritto and get a first-hand experience in Meritto, because Meritto unifies. If you see, it is from the process of application, it is to your campaigns, it is to your ROIs of campaign, it is also your marketing initiatives. So there are very beautiful 3 points that I wrote for all of us this morning. This is all based on the unification of the departments and not getting the departments to live in silos, because it helps you with the application portal, it helps you with your marketing campaigns, it helps you even with your event registrations and social media data. All the relevant student data is available in one location. I think that is really important for a person who's doing his outreach, a person who's doing lead generation, and also a person who's holding applications and obviously converting them into meaningful admissions. Meritto, as a CRM or the technology, has helped us reduce our redundancies and discrepancies from data sets that have been created, or the right data sets have been minimized with great problem solving and reducing your discrepancies. Not but the least, stakeholders can make, what has really helped me and my team over here is to make informed decisions or good decisions based on a comprehensive view of the campaign that you used, of the various sources that you use for lead generation. Another point I'd like to make over here, the way that we have used AI or technology at Thapar on the CRM of Meritto is the lead generation. It has automatically captured and categorized leads based on their origin or based on their demographics or their history. Also, I don't know if many of you who are using Meritto here have taken any behavioral insights. If you see the CRM, it also gives you a lot of behavioral insights of the students. That is where the expectations of the students are meant and believed to be dealt with. It helps us, monitor student interaction with emails or now with WhatsApp, or if you talk about Nia in that platform, or even for that matter of fact, a small little SMS sent through the platform. Predictive analytics, I think we all work on this, but we often forget to put a word. So your analytics, which we really work for the prediction of the next admission cycle, are usually based on the history of the data that was last year. We would love to know the history of the admissions, or maybe the automation of the history of the automation of a prospect as to how fruitful the communication or the student experience has been met while dealing with providing the correct information. So these are the 4 or 5 points that I actually typed them into my laptop this morning before I came here, and I hope that these beautiful points probably stay back with all of you here.
Great, thank you so much. Very valid points. I think what you specifically mentioned is in a way that how do you measure the ROI and the outcomes of the activities that you've been able to do, and that's where you've been able to leverage automation and technology. So from the lady towards my right to the lady towards my left, Sumitji, you are part of an institution which assists a lot of people get jobs in banks, right? And you run a very massive team as well, right? How are you able to leverage technology, automation to manage such a large team, right? To run the entire operations and business and do conversions, do outreach, etc. So your experience will be, I think, a lot of work for all of us.
Right, thank you. As you say, and as we know, we have a large team, and that too, the cherry on the cake is that we are at 25 places in India. And the whole lead system and obviously the enrollment system is towards HO, where HO maintains the marketing and give the leads to even their centers who are in franchising. So when we have 85 odd people sitting together on Meritto, technology actually helped us to cut down duplicacy of leads. Technology has helped us to even understand which student is actually reaching us from different campaigns. If not campaigns, from our blog. If not blogs, then what? Through Nia. If not through Nia, then from Google. If not from Google, he is actually walking in. So technology that gives us this insight that this student, let us suppose Ajay was earlier registered through FB campaign with us. Then he went to our website, saw this blog and tried to connect it with us. And then it became a tertiary lead when Ajay attended our webinar yesterday. So Ajay with the lead score more than 70, where it is the tertiary lead with us, it actually is helping our counselors to understand that Ajay is a low-hanging fruit. So again, I have a bar of eligibility while enrolling students. A certain age group is required, and unemployed people actually are getting attracted to our course because we help them to get placed in private sector banks. So again and again, because once the student is 25 and unemployed, he is preparing for government exams, or maybe he's trying his luck somewhere, he may not be willing to join our course and get placed in private sector banks. But maybe a year later, when he's 26 and about to reach age of 27, or maybe looking for a milestone as marriage or something like settling down, he may be willing to do our course. So again, this technology with Meritto or other technologies that we are following is helping us to keep remarketing ourselves to the same set of students. Not only this, we create duplicate audience with help of Meritto for Meta, so that again the people who want to reach us, who have ever seen us, keep on seeing us again and again. So again, if we have been able to scale up in terms of admission in past 3 years, a lot, I should say the credit goes to Meritto. And as Madam said, the analytics part, Meritto has a very good habit to give us analytics every quarter. And we and team, we sit together and make this analysis that what is happening. And very recently we got to understand that one student who comes to us takes at least on average 2.5 months to enroll with us. So now our sales team works like this. They don't get excited the first week the student is saying, yes, I'm filling the form and paying the fee. We know that the student has to be nurtured well. He will have trust issues. We have to build trust with him. We have to maybe talk to the parents. We have to maybe ask him to, attend our expert sessions, and then he will enroll. So the whole insights give us understanding how our consumer is behaving, and accordingly our team, we tell our teams and train our team to, follow them and follow them more.
Fantastic. IPB is an institution I have also closely worked with, so I'm aware that they are, very much on the top of the system and have been giving a lot of feedback for us. It has helped us to also introduce some features. So thank you for your feedback and comments also. Now my question to both of you, sir, right?
Can you add something?
Absolutely. So that is my question actually. Yeah. One is that on any of the pointers that I've asked, questions that I've asked so far about the training framework, right, about the student expectations changing, one is that you can contribute, and around student expectations I have a question, right? With the evolution of technology, right, your consumers, the people who come to you, also start to have different sort of expectations. For instance, in our case, wherever we go and try to spend some money, our expectation is that UPI collect, UPI se paisa le leta hoga, right? And a lot of us, I can talk about myself around this कि मैं cash carry करता नहीं, जरूरत नहीं सोचता हूँ. Earlier days हमेशा हम रखते थे कहीं पास जाते थे, right? Because UPI से चल जाएगा, and then we would have that facility. The expectation of the consumer has totally changed. So student की expectations भी आपने change होती हुई देखी होंगी. आप क्या सोचते हो कि वो कहाँ जा रही हैं, right? And obviously, if you can pick up any of the questions asked before, comment.
Thank you, Suraj. I would start from where you asked this question about how you made your staff adopt the technology. Yes. It's very crucial for any organization. Sitting at the top, you say, okay, this is good for the organization, let us buy it, let us implement it. You'll be surprised to know we had no other option when we started because it was COVID. No physical movement, my staff cannot go out, students cannot come to the campus. So what is the alternative? Yeah. You all will be surprised to know the person sitting in this hall is from the staff who came and said, why don't you try CRM? This is the right time, this is the only solution. Dr. Sneha is sitting here. He came to us and said that I have analyzed this tool, this is the best tool at this point. Second, what you asked, or to motivate your staff to use this tool. So firstly, we try to understand what this tool is, how this technology can be leveraged for a small institution like us, where we just have 360 seats to fill. So we were talking to our telecallers, counselors, and we said, very crucial point here is the response time, what you asked subsequently. You know, students are technology savvy. They are always on the mobile. So if you want to get their attention, you have to use that technology. So now the question was, how much response time you have to answer any of the queries of the students. Response time is very important. So technology is the only answer. So we talked to the telecalling team and we asked them that you let us know these are the leads. Which lead you are going to call first? They said, we'll check, we'll have first the dry calling, or there are different terms to it. We'll call all the leads and try to have hot, warm, cold, the same system which we had been using, all of us might be using. So then we said, if we give you a scope, a lead scope, and all the stuff that you're sending to your customers or potential students, so through that lead score, you will come to know whom to call first, and what to talk about, which platform you can use for them. And they said, if we get this, we are ready for this technology. That is how we started.
Yeah.
And in our institution, it is the staff which is compelling us to have the technology, so that, because this is the era of convergence. Everything is, as rightly said by you, integrated technologies. So that is how we started. Another very simple practical example I give, you have a lot of sources for your lead generation. So for 1 month, it was my job to tell them, no, this is not your primary lead, this is not your lead, this has come from my website. Now this technology of education CRM has solved that problem. No one is coming and saying, okay, this was my lead, I have called this, I have converted this, so that problem is gone. Very small problems, but you spend a lot of your man hours in solving such problems. So, to my mind, there are 3 things, as we all know, into student enrollments. First is lead generation, second is the conversion, and third is the retention. So first year, we focused through the technology given by Meritto was on lead generation and how to streamline that process with our staff. Second year, we concentrated on the second part, which is how to convert. So what analytics we can use, how we can train our people to look at which lead is important and which lead is not important, and at what time this lead has to be nurtured. So that conversion. And they have paid the fee, and I think that is also integrated in the software. Last part is to retain them till the classes start. So that connect. And also again I come back to the response time. Student expectation. Student wants, I have asked something and I should be replied first thing in the morning when I open, or maybe just now. Why not? So all the tools available through this technology can answer. Manually, if you do it, I think your competitors have an edge. So I just wanted to add that to the first.
Fantastic, sir. An honest confession, I never thought that you would be so deep into the system. You mentioned about primary, secondary, tertiary leads, you mentioned about dynamic lead scoring, you mentioned about multiple sources, right? You mentioned about app. I never knew that you would have such an understanding. So, huge round of applause. And like Dr. Sneha is here. Okay. So, you know, in your case, Dr. Sneha came and said, you know, that Meritto is the best solution. So, yeah, you try this.
If I'm sitting here because of her.
And then
She asked me
Mr. Fairs from your team, through which the whole office
Yeah.
came into picture.
Yeah. Paz is in Pune now. He leads the team there.
no, when I came, sorry, I'm interrupting again. When I came, Akash told me I know only one person from Gyan Jyoti, and that is Dr. Sneha. I'm
Sneha.
meeting you for the first time. I said, later meeting.
now he knows too. But I'm sure, I think it's Abhishek Bhati and the rest of the team who's managing, so they would know a lot of people. I'll come to you, sir. But in addition to this, do you think that it's the responsibility of the tech providers, it is the collective responsibility, or it should be the responsibility of the subscriber of that particular tool to ensure that that particular technology is being meaningfully utilized, right? Because in your case, it was the other way around, right? It's not the management who took that decision; it's the team who suggested, and finally that management took the decision. There was an openness, right? But in a lot of places, people would not really take up that kind of responsibility, the accountability. वो बोलेंगे मेरे को मेरे काम से मतलब है, मैं परफेक्ट करता हूँ, ऑलरेडी मैं भी रिपोर्ट देता हूँ, बट लार्जर व्यू में वो फेल हो जाता है सिस्टम. तो किसका रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होना चाहिए ये?
No human interaction. But that was only possible because of one thing, converting raw data into meaningful data where they come into play. And they provided us. Okay, AI, the logic was given by my team, implemented at their level. If I was supposed to do all the job in the world, then possibly no one else is required. But that is not so. My team has also got limitations. They also need to understand. I come to the second part, and that push and pull, what I presume. There are certain institutes who have to pull students. There are certain institutes who have to push away students. I work in a pull method of institute. I am not Thapar. I am not Chitkara. I am not Chandigarh, where students come to them. I have to pull students. For me, Meritto is important, very vital for my survival. I mean, he can gleam about it later, not now. But the point what I'm trying to say is, if I give him raw data, which is in lakhs, he gives me meaningful data. That meaningful data, thereafter, goes on to the leads. Now, what happens? There is a student who's very good in arts. And if the data goes to a guy who's only talking about science, it is not meaningful data. It has to go to the lead or the counselor who's able to talk about arts. Thirdly, somebody mentioned about demographic. Very important. There are some niche market and there's some market which is all over India. We operate Bihar, Jharkhand, Bhojpuri. So sorry. Technology, very nice. But finally, it has to be the human who has to convince that guy, you need to come. Manipur, Bihar, Jharkhand, all those things come into play. But that cannot be possible unless we have a meaningful data. That's very important. Any data, if it is garbled, we can't make head or tail out of it. So all data has to be read, understood, implemented, and then sealed. Only then we can talk about, yes, we have benefited. But for an institute like us, definitely there's a need of the hour. For NPF, now Meritto, just the brand has changed, the base remains the same, I believe so.
Yes, sir.
My team will vouch for that. And it is very, very important for us to also make the human interface important, to understand what is required out of Meritto and build on it further and further, because things are changing. A lot of students' expectations somebody talked about. Some students talk only about कि अच्छा मेरे को आना है, मेरे को scholarship पे हूँ मैं तो, मेरे को पैसे कितने देने पड़ेंगे? Very, very difficult for us. They don't want to pay anything. सरकार देगी, मैं पढ़ूंगा. So for them, I say, they come to the university, they don't study at university. We need to change that also. That is where the data will come into play.
Yeah, very, very, very interesting. In fact, we had launched this raw data module product, knowing that pull and push in place, and I think Meritto serves both of the problems. Where there is a pull problem and there is a push problem, there are different set of tech stack which is utilized. And in fact, because you mentioned about raw data, sir. We are also, augmenting it further. So we are redrafting it and we rebundling it. We are introducing more features, right, to ensure that in an optimized manner, institutions who have the pull problem can maximize their outcome and return. So we'll be rebranding it as Prospecta, right? So Prospecta is going to the name of that particular module, and then you will see some changes happening. But you also mentioned about one very interesting thing. AI is a thing to be discussed. And you said that because of the automation and workflows that you were able to build intelligently, system was able to itself enroll a student.
Self-sustaining.
Yeah.
The system was so beautifully designed. Okay, the logic was given by my team, but the development and implementation, integration was done at your end.
Yeah.
But it was so beautiful that this Manipuri student started from scratch as a novice, so-called novice, filled the form online, paid the fees, and in the morning when the team woke up, oh, we got an admission. That's a very, very nice feeling.
Yeah, but NCG also have a roadmap on AI in the next 3 months. You'll see something coming up. AI is pretty costly. It's very, but so that's a separate thing. But my question to you is, and all of you, I would want you to give me a quick answer on this. What do you think that would AI ever be able to replace human intervention completely? At least in enrollment space. Let's not talk about the world. Never? What do you think?
I don't think AI will ever be able to replace human thing. And I believe humans will rule AI if they will understand how to use AI. That's very simple.
Very important.
Right? And we are already using AI in a very beautiful ways in our phones and ChatGPT and what not we are using. Since we are in this agenda where we are talking enrollment, again, AI is something like I'll just mention Nia here. So it's a chatbot bot, and it's on our website. So whenever we get a lead from Nia, we find that this student is very interested. ये तो पक्का interested है because he came to website, he wasted 3-4 minutes with Nia. Nia kept on answering and then lead was generated.
Yeah.
Right? तो वो एक already organically interested बच्चा है. But again, सिंस हमारा जो प्रोडक्ट है या और भी कई ऐसे प्रोडक्ट होंगे जो बच्चे को ज़रूरत नहीं है एज अ नीट कोचिंग और एज अ कॉलेज डिग्री, उसको तो ये समझना है कि मैं ये कर लूँगा मुझे जॉब मिल जाएगी. सो देन ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन इज डेफिनेटली रिक्वायर्ड वेयर most of our cases, 85% of our cases are not even eligible for the jobs in bank, and we have to tell them no, right? So human intervention is then required, where beautifully we can tell them no, and whatever is good for them we can guide them. And on the other side, if they're eligible, again our counselors tell them that yes, if you are in Latur in Madhya Pradesh, you are eligible, but Latur is a small place, you have to be reopened for relocation. You have to be open for relocation, and then not only for Madhya Pradesh, at least for Maharashtra, or then because you want to be a banker. So these insights have to be given by some human, because AI will not let them understand the whole banking hiring scenario or something which keeps on changing from day to day, right? So again, I will conclude this, that yes, AI is very important, but it will never replace us. We will have to know how to use AI so that we work in a better way.
You think the same, sir?
I would say I think the same. And, I agree with you. मैं भी यही कहता हूँ कि AI उसको replace करेगा जिसको AI को use नहीं करना. Number one. Number two, human intervention is required because of one factor, and that is a trust factor. जो एक 12वीं क्लास का बच्चा है उसकी एडमिशन का डिसीजन उसके पेरेंट्स लेते हैं. और पेरेंट्स, अगर आपका ट्रस्ट फैक्टर नहीं है वो एडमिशन नहीं करेंगे. ट्रस्ट फैक्टर आएगा ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन. So this is what I have to say.
Okay.
I'll just add on one important aspect which I'll relate. When we were born, we were small toddlers. While attempting to walk, the toddler falls. What does the mother do? If the mother is close by, she will slap the floor and say, "Up, up, mere bacche ko gira diya." That is the day we are taught that for our follies, we blame somebody else. We are taught like that. I agree with it. We have not been made independent to take decisions. So, moment I will fill an online form, the first thought that will come into my mind is, oh, मैं गलती कर दूंगा, मेरी एडमिशन ना चली जाए. So somebody has to tell, नहीं तू सही कर रहा है, अच्छा फिर ठीक. Unfortunately, unless we get out of this, we will not make full use of technology. And if we don't make full use of technology, it will not evolve. If it will not evolve, obviously it will not rule us. So it's a chicken and egg situation. If we do that, yes, it may evolve and take over, but that is India nearly impossible. That's as far as I can think about it.
Fantastic. Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Well, I quite agree with all my panelists, but I have a point to make over here. Without technology, I think we wouldn't have CRMs like Meritto maybe and many others. I think we all need to adapt to a blended approach. We need to have the correct blend of technology with the right interaction of humans. You know, it is actually, if you see the first lead is created on Meritto or CRMs through the first email that you send your lead, or the first interaction on the website with Nia, or for that matter of fact, very simply just engaging with the widget that we have on our landing pages or websites. But at the end of the day, like the gentleman here and the lady brought out, that without speaking to your lead or without not writing personalized emails or not having personalized automation, AI or technology will not be able to create that warmth, that connect that probably is needed to build the trust that you need to crack when you're cracking a good admission and maybe not help you further. But to create a great blend of diversity, to understand the correct character of the student that you wish to admit to your institute, I think there has to be an excellent blend of human beings or human touch and technology. So I think we can't live without either of them.
Great. Gurupal ji, I'll ask you a different question.
Yeah.
Okay. Enrollments के लिए technology use करने में सबसे बड़ा डर क्या है? What do you fear the most?
Technology or AI?
No, anything. मतलब कुछ भी AI technology is also technology. Enrollments के लिए utilize करने में. Is there a fear that comes to your mind कि ऐसा तो नहीं कुछ हो जाएगा वैसा तो? Do you fear anything?
पहले मैं आपके पहले क्वेश्चन का आंसर दे देता हूँ. आई थिंक मैं काफ़ी देर से सोच रहा था अपने आंसर के बारे में. Can I?
Please go ahead.
Basically, when we see from the society point of view, AI is dangerous. Till the time we use as a slave, we use AI as a slave. Till that time, it is okay for us. But जब हम AI के slave खुद को बनाएंगे, वो हमारे लिए dangerous बनती जा रही है. आज जिस सोसाइटी में हम रह रहे हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी बेसिकली हमें लेथार्जिक बना रही है. अगर हम अपनी जनरेशन्स को देखें, फोन्स जिस तरह से हमारे घरों में यूज़ हो रहे हैं, एक्टिविटीज़ इन्वॉल्व इन द टेक्नोलॉजी, डिफरेंट चैटबॉट्स और डिफरेंट सॉफ्टवेयर्स, जहाँ पे हमें बच्चों को ल्योर करना है कि वो हमारे पास आएँ, एडमिशन्स लें. लेकिन जब हमें इंटर डिपार्टमेंट कोई डिसीजंस लेने होते हैं विद फाइनेंसेस, विद मार्केटिंग टीम, द फील्ड टीम, उस टाइम पे वो चैलेंजेस आते हैं हमें, जिसको हमें हैंडल करना पड़ता है, जहाँ पे उनका डर हम पे हावी होता है कि क्या हम सही राह पे चल रहे हैं कि नहीं चल रहे. लाइक recently what I have faced, in my organization, what I am facing the challenge. I have made the software so advanced that all the fees is taken either in cash or by the card on my software only, like in Meritto we do. But when it comes to the account section, they have their own software. In my own organization, basically we purchase the software first of all, after that accounts purchased it. But the challenge is now the transfer of data. The person who was handling the account software, he is not showing interest in our software and not helping us to transfer the data, and it is creating problem for us. For usage of this technology or the software, Meritto or any kind of a CRM, it doesn't create any problem for student. Students are well advanced now. They use mobiles, they use softwares to get their admission done with all the procedures. They know everything. Parents can pay the fees easily, and after that, retention part is taken care by the softwares and by the human intervention also. But the challenge that is faced is to have all the departments at one place. जहाँ पे हम उन departments को समझा सकें कि whatever we are doing for your benefit. At least अगर हम एक चीज़ को लेके चलेंगे, like in CRM, मेरी आपसे भी कई बार इस टॉपिक पे बात हुई है कि अभी हम जिस स्टेज पे ला चुके हैं सॉफ्टवेयर्स को, अब हमें इससे आगे बढ़ना है. हम अभी तक एक एनरोलमेंट के लेवल पे चले हुए हैं. अब हमें डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स तक उस डेटा को लेके जाना है, चाहे वो प्लेसमेंट से रिलेटेड डेटा हो, चाहे वो एलुमनाई से रिलेटेड डेटा हो, क्योंकि डिफरेंट सॉफ्टवेयर्स हर जगह आ जाता है. अल्माशाइन आ जाता है या ऑक्टोपॉड काइंड ऑफ HDFC के या टाटा के टेली सॉफ्टवेयर आ जाते हैं. तो इन वहाँ पे हमारा कम्युनिकेशन चैलेंज जो होता है वो सबसे ज़्यादा होता है और वही हमें सबसे ज़्यादा परेशान करता है. आई थिंक दिस इज ओके.
Yeah. See, what you've rightly mentioned is, the requirement of unification of multiple functions, and I think this particular thought process has always been at the center of our product documentation. जैसे आपने finance का बात किया, Gurkirpal ji, so that is a problem that we've already addressed, right? How we've done that? आपने बोला कि हम लोग fee collection करते हैं, but finance की team वो fees नहीं देखना चाहते, because see the thought process, the kind of interfaces that they are used to, right? Are very different what you built in a CRM, and that's the reason that while we had that product of fee management at Meritto, we did a complete shift and created a product called Collexo, right? Collexo एक product है जो कि जो admissions team होती है, जो management teams होती हैं, right, business side पे होती हैं, उनके लिए भी UI बड़ा आसान है, right? और जो finance team की requirements होती हैं, right, from reconciliations to refunds, right, to matching of fees, right, उनको UTR number, transaction ID सारे चाहिए होते हैं, उनकी यूटिलिटी भी वहाँ पर है. So that particular product Collexo becomes and acts as a propeller for both the teams to utilize it. And I'm happy to share that we are, it's just been a while that we have launched that product, and we are already transacting more than 3,000 crores of transactions on that particular platform. So I think if you have not seen that product, your finance team would also be happy to see that product. But ask you the same question, anyone of you, in the interest of time. What do you fear the most when you use technology, specifically in enrollments?
Surajji, I fear the most is when you come up with a new module.
And ask for money?
No, not money. And you say, please test it. And there is no fee, no money to be charged.
Okay.
Then I'm very fearful. Reason is, you have to have a parallel run. That is number one. Number two is the customization. Customization takes a lot of time, and you are never sure whether it has been done to your 100% satisfaction, because it is about your enrollments.
Yeah.
So these are the two things. And the third part I would like to say is that many times what happens is that you are using a product, and since the name is evolving, I have seen the last 1 year you are evolving, but before that it was only the customization.
Yeah.
For example, 10, 20, 30 clients have the same requirement, we should come out with that.
Yeah.
In customization, my honest opinion would be that I need, where I sit, certain reports which are tuned to my requirements. And that customization takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And then decision making gets delayed.
Yeah.
So here I fear technology. It's not the product, it's the technology.
Yeah, so that's a valid concern, sir, but I like to address it quickly, right? See, as far as the CRM is concerned, or for that matter, any specific tool, we are a vertical product. Similarly, there are many vertical solutions available, right? These particular tools are meant to serve a particular purpose, right? And then around that purpose, there are certain allied services that these systems are to offer, right? For example, now Meritto is a CRM, sales and marketing automation product, and also offers application and then also offers post-application automation. We also have a reporting module. We also have a report builder that we have created in the past 1.5 years. Still, if an institution wants some specific, specific set of data, specific set of report, there are specialized tools meant for that. If this was, तो हर चीज हम लोग नहीं कर पाएंगे. उसका रीजन ये है कि हमारा core is not reporting. Our core is running an automation engine for institutions to enrollment. अगर आप देखोगे तो Zoho is one of the largest companies of the world now. We are very proud of that company coming out of India, bootstrapped, right? It also offers a horizontal CRM, right? It's meant for BFSI and different sort of industries, not necessarily for education. But अगर किसी को analytics चाहिए, तो Zoho Analytics is a different product altogether. Same goes for a company like Salesforce. Salesforce is the largest CRM in the world. Again, not specifically meant for education, but for a horizontal use case. Having said that, to serve the needs of customers, as far as reporting is concerned, because you mentioned reporting, I'm just answering that to you, they had to acquire a company called Tableau, right, in $15 billion, and they charge very, very hefty amount from their customers, right, to use that product. Similarly, Microsoft, right, Microsoft Dynamics, a CRM, right, they had to evolve Power BI as their reporting tool. I use Power BI.
So I have
right?
heard both the tools.
Yeah.
So I am using the output from your software
Yeah.
to use these.
Yeah, that's the wise thing to do. That's why wise thing to do, because that's something that we also do. If there are certain specific requirements that we have, that we don't really ask our vendor to, demodulate themselves and create something. To a certain extent, it's fine because it helps us also.
Yeah, you absolutely. Please don't defend. What I'm saying is customization is what I fear in technology.
No, so I'm not defending. I'm sorry if it came across that way, sir. But important here is, as an organization, first of all, we want to put our ears to the ground and hear from customers, because that's how the product really evolves, right? And that's the reason that, we do such events, so that we can ourselves go and understand that, okay, क्या पे क्या है, क्या चल रहा है, because हम लोग चार दीवारी में बैठ के तो product evolve कर ही नहीं पाएंगे. We have grown leaps and bounds in just 5-6 years. We've grown to the largest enrollment company. It's 80% because of our customers. Because we were able to acquire customers who were able to give us a lot of feedback कि ऐसा होता है, ऐसा होता है, right? And we were able to evolve it, right? Having said that, there is certain confinement. We have to also, the product company think कि इस line में जाएं कि नहीं जाएं, हम इसको monetize कर पाएंगे नहीं कर पाएंगे, derail तो नहीं हो जाएगा. So ये balance करना बड़ा important है. So keep on giving your feedback, and we'll be very happy to hear that. But we'll be very honest in coming back to it and tell you कि sir ये ना हो पाएगा. Yes, sir. Yeah. You want to contribute something? No, RB first, sir. This time.
Two things. One, your question. What do I fear?
Fear the most, yeah.
One, leakage, /stealing of data.
Yeah.
I
Very
fear.
Yeah.
At times I fear. Not because of you, but it can be because of any other reason. Second, in 5 years, you have evolved leaps and bounds. What about my human? They don't want to. Because for some, they believe success to hard work is more work, not more pay. Unfortunately, we don't do that. A person who has skill set, we don't bother. वो तो कर ही लेगा. These are two important things. One, leakage, /stealing of data. Second is the human interface, who is understanding the data is not evolving. तो ठीक है, मेरी तनख्वाह तो बढ़ नहीं रही, मैं क्यों मेहनत करूँ? And the second person does not want to learn. If he does want to get in, the first one says, मैं नहीं सिखाऊंगा. That's an issue.
Yeah.
It's a major issue. I don't know what others feel. I feel that this is a major issue.
Yeah. Okay. Which wants to answer?
By chance I'm on the same page with you, Kanal sir. जब हम कोई भी we enter any technology, my biggest fear is acceptance. कि सामने से accept कैसे करने वाले? Akash knows me well because when we came to NoPaperForms, we were with some other vendor, and literally Akash and Hitakshi and Faiz, they all know me, that our teams were the most noise makers in NoPaperForms. इतनी ट्रेनिंग इन्होंने किसी को नहीं दी होगी जितनी मेरे टीम्स को चाहिए होगी, बिकॉज एवरी टाइम दे वुड ट्रेन एंड एवरी टाइम द रेजिस्टेंस वुड कम कि नो पेपर फॉर्म मेरी कॉल रिकॉर्ड ही नहीं कर रहा, नो पेपर फॉर्म मुझे लीड ठीक नहीं दे रहा. So all those excuses, because they never accepted that this is a technology, it cannot be biased, and they are all, the technology is working right, you people are not working, or you people are cutting down on just excuses, and so this is my biggest fear when I enter any technology. Now again we are entering a new step where our app has launched and now Meritto is being integrated with app. Now again our biggest fear is same, that अभी Meritto से admission सीधा LMS में जाएंगी ही नहीं, मेरी नहीं जा रही है. So those मेरी नहीं जा रही हैं, those excuses will come, and definitely then it is a pain in the neck for somebody who is bringing business, who is doing business on Meritto, and who is taking large amount of money to the softwares, and then team not accepting it. So that's why we take very quick decisions. People who come with excuses, we cut down very clearly, and there's no space for excuses. We are a company which we have also grown in last 5-6 years many folds, and we are in a very quick race with ourselves, right? So again, this is my biggest fear, and I agree with Kadasa.
Yeah, I agree too. That's the reason that I asked my first question about meaningful adoption. There's a lot of work that we are doing in that direction by producing a lot of content. Also, there is a certification that we run called Enrollment. Enrollment is to create a lot of awareness and also do a lot of training.
Yes,
right?
We have now started grading our counselors on the score they do clear the enrollment. It is mandatory for our counselors to clear it.
Yeah, that's very important.
If any which ways they don't do or they don't want to do, we are happy to say goodbye.
Yeah, in fact, I'll encourage all of you, because that brings in acceptance, that brings in awareness, and it also trains people. Even I, many times take that certification for myself. There's a new edition which has happened because, with technology things tend to change at a very faster pace. Radhika, Gurkirpalji, you want to add something to?
We do have a lot of fears while we use technology, one of them being stealing of data, because we all work hard as admissions and outreach people to get that lead, to get that conversion. There's a lot that we fight within as human. I'm sure the technology is aiding us get that enrollment. But yes, the biggest fear that I have, that there should not be any pilferage or leaking of data. Secondly, I'm also a little cautious about what is being fed into the system, because once you start feeding the system with wrong data or maybe anything that goes wrong while at the initial phases of setting up your applications, your widgets, or your social media, or for that matter of fact, even your campaigns, the leads that are created by the publisher through API or maybe, through redirection. So it's really important actually as to how we feed the system in accordance to get the data that we need for ourselves. So that is one thing that I'm extremely cautious about, because at the end of it, I'm going to be depending on what I did here this year to get the next year going and build my predictive calculator or my scores or my analytics based on what I'm going to be doing next year based on the last. So these are the three things that I really keep in my mind.
Yeah. All right. So I was also wondering that, why is nobody bringing this up as a fear of data pilferage and leakage until Sir brought it up and then everybody said yes. Because as a company, we are investing, heavily in this direction. DPDP has been announced, and it's been more than 1.5 years now that we have a dedicated team info security, right, led by very senior people in the organization who are working very aggressively towards making the organization compliant and getting compliances also. For example, recently we got a SOC 2 type 2 compliance, right? We are already GDPR, we are already ISO. There's a lot of work, a lot of investment we are doing in that direction. Any concluding remarks, Gurukirpal ji, आपके तरफ से?
Sir, leakage is a very big threat for the organizations, but obviously we have to trust कि वहाँ से हमारी लीकेज कंट्रोल हो रही है. बट जहाँ तक ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन का सवाल है, वहाँ पे चैलेंजेस अभी भी हैं. टीम्स अडेप्ट करना, टीम्स को ट्रेनिंग देना इज़ अ बिग चैलेंज. जैसे मैम ने अभी बड़ा सही कहा इसमें कि टीम्स, अगर हम पहली चीज़ जो मैं मानता हूँ कि जैसे हमारे बिजनेस के अंदर एडमिशन सीज़न एक लिमिट टाइम के बीच में चलता है. इसके बीच में प्रेशर रहता है टीम्स के ऊपर भी कि उनको आउटपुट उनसे मांगी जाती है, उनको आउटपुट देनी होती है. और उसके बीच में वो अगर इस तरह का बहाने लगाते हैं कि यस, ड्यू टू सॉफ्टवेयर, ड्यू टू एनी काइंड ऑफ सीआरएम वी आर फेसिंग द चैलेंज कि हम एडमिशन नहीं निकाल पा रहे हैं, या मेरी एडमिशन किसी और के पास चली गई है, या जो कॉल्स मैं कर रहा हूँ या कर रही हूँ उससे अच्छा आउटपुट नहीं निकल पा रहा है, डेटा हमें ठीक से नहीं मिल पा रहा है, जो लीड्स आ रही हैं वो गलत लीड्स आ रही हैं. उन चैलेंजेस को टीम्स को बैठ के समझाना, उनकी ट्रेनिंग बार बार करवाना, वो बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट हो रखा है आज की डेट के अंदर.
Yeah, you mentioned very right thing about trust also, but I think, sir, see, trust is something that which has brought us this long, because when we were at a very grassroots level, we had nothing. Having said that, with growing adoption of technology, with more digitalization, this risk has also increased, and that's the reason that government has also come with a DPDP law. There is no law around data security earlier in India, right? Everything was being built and said about fintech, but DPDP is now announced, right? So it's very important. So don't just trust. That remark of mine puts us also into scanner question. We'll be happy if that is done. So don't just trust. Validate and trust. Ask for certifications, ask for compliances, and ask the companies that you are, and be it any tech vendor, right? Wherever you are putting your data, be it the server that you are keeping your data on, right? Existing data, administrative data, whatever, right? So don't just trust. Ask for proofs, if I may say so, right? Ask if there is a framework that the organization.
A person who knows the technology can do anything. So that's why trust is the major factor.
नहीं सर, हम आपको लिख के दे देंगे, 5 चीजें पूछनी होती हैं, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. उसके अंदर ये जो SOC 2 GDPR में बोल रहा हूँ, ये सारे कवर कर लेते हैं, right? So these are the agencies, so these are the compliances. So agencies assist institutions or organizations to get these compliances done. So वो एक validation, एक maker checker का concept है कि कोई कंपनी चेक करेगी कि हाँ ये compliant organization है, they'll issue a certificate. That's very important. Yeah.
को हैंडल कैसे करना है.
So उसके अंदर इसके अंदर जो आपका ये कंप्लायंस का फ्रेमवर्क है ना सर, उसके अंदर ये सब कुछ लिखा हुआ है.
सारे पॉइंट्स कवर होते हैं कि
अगर कोई
प्रॉब्लम आए तो कैसे सॉल्व,
तो भी कैसे होगा ये भी लिखा हुआ है. So ask for VPAT, ask for SOC 2, ask for the framework if that company has it or not, because whatever tech vendor that we shortlist for our organization, we do the same process. We were never doing that earlier.
That is what I am saying ना. That is what I am saying that these are the paperwork कि अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ तो कैसे सॉल्व होगा.
बिल्कुल, तो वो मांगने चाहिए.
Yes.
All right. So I think you want to contribute something? Anything from you, sir? All right. So that brings us to the end of this conversation. I have.
All right.
All right. You want to contribute?
Before actually Suraj completed the panel discussion, I know we are on the conclusion note, but before Suraj makes the conclusion note, I want to take this time of praising his team, praising Meritto for holding the single steps of 1,000 miles for each admission cycle for each of us. I would like to make a special mention for Akash, Nishant, and not forgetting Prabjot and Hitakshi and Faiz, who have been, especially contributed to the learnings that we have at Thakur. And I'm sure Suraj knows we've not given him any easy time. But he's still holding us strong. He's the pillar that we survive on. And thank you so much, Akash. And thank you so much, Nishant. I think it's a job well done at Meritto.
Thank you. I'm really humbled to hear that. Yeah, please.
So, we shifted from very basic CRM to Meritto, and it is a very funny thing that it was a basic CRM, I will not name. Obviously, we are still in one vertical, it's still there because they were not ready to leave us. And so when my counselors, then we were around 48 counselors, and we took those charges. And there was a series of training. Hitakshi was there, and Akash was there, and too many physical trainings were there, online trainings were there, and we were like at different places. Literally, counselors would complain कि पहले तो मैडम ने CRM दिया हुआ था, which was Punjab board. अभी CRM दिया, which is ICSE board, and that too is evolving every day. How can we handle this? हमारी तो होगी ही नहीं. But these teammates of yours, and definitely on your back also, I always praise now Soumya and Akash Agarwal in the picture. I always praise them for being so aptly available every time I call them, message them. And we have given them some major challenges because हमारी problem थोड़ी different होती थी from colleges and universities, and I would tell we are not university, ये नहीं चलेगा हमारे साथ. So, but hats off to these guys, and I always talk on your back that you guys have a very great culture where you are not only ready to help, but you are actually helping every time. Every moment you are there to help us. So thank you so much, team, and it's because of you that we are growing.
Thank you so much for your words of encouragement. I'm really humbled to hear that. My team must be really happy. Thank God it's not a busy time. So, so thank you so much. It was a fantastic panel. I thoroughly enjoyed every discussion that we've had. Great insights for me also. I'm sure all of you must have also enjoyed this discussion. So thank you. Let's have a huge round of applause again once again for the panelists. Yeah.
Alright, I would request our panelists to please stay seated meanwhile we present the mementos. I request Suraj sir to please present the mementos and keep calling out names. So again, the first panelist.